Hello again. In this lesson, we will talk about merging a table to itself. This type of merge is also referred to as a self-join. So let's get started. When would you ever need to merge a table to itself? The table shown here is called sequels and has three columns. It contains a column for movie ID, title, and sequel. The sequel number refers to the movie ID that is a sequel to the original movie. For example, in the second row, the movie is titled Toy Story and has an ID equal to 862. The sequel number for this row is 863. This is the movie ID for Toy Story 2, the sequel to Toy Story. If we continue, 10193 is the movie ID Toy Story 3, which is the sequel to Toy Story 2. If we would like to see a table with the movies and corresponding sequel movie in one row of the table, we will need to merge the table to itself. In the left table, the sequel ID for Toy Story of 863 is matched with 863 in the ID column of the right table. Similarly, Toy Story 2 of the left table is matched with Toy Story 3 in the right table. We will talk more about this later, but the merger is an inner join. Therefore, we do not see Avatar and Titanic because they do not have sequels. To complete this merger, we set the sequels table as input to the merge method for both the left and right tables. We could think of it as merging two copies of the same table. All of the aspects we have reviewed regarding merging two tables still applies here. Therefore, we can merge the tables on different columns. We'll use the left on and right on attributes to match rows where the sequel ID matches the original movie's ID. Finally, setting a suffix argument in a merge method allows us to identify which columns describe the original movie and which describe the sequel. When we look at the results of the merge, the title _org and title _seq list the original and sequel movies respectively. Here, we listed the original movie and its sequel in one row. Now that we have our result table from the merger, we could select only the title _org and title _seq columns. We can see that we have successfully linked each movie to its sequel. Pausing here is a good time to highlight again that when merging a table to itself, we can use the different types of joins we have already reviewed. Let's take the same merger from earlier, but make it a left join. The how argument is set in a merge method to left from the default inner. Now the resulting table will show all of our original movie info. If the sequel movie exists in the table, it will fill out the rest of the row. If you compare this to our earlier merger, you now see movies like Avatar and Titanic in the result set. You might need to merge a table to itself when working with tables that have a hierarchical relationship, like employee and manager. You might use this on sequential relationships, such as logistic movements. Graph data, such as networks of friends, might also require this technique. All right, let's practice merging a table to itself.